Hello student, in this lecture I am going to talk about properties of water with interactions in aqueous system, ionization of water, weak acid and weak base. So first question arises that why water is essential in biological system and in biochemistry. So there are certain reasons. The first one is biological macromolecules assumes specific shapes in response to the chemical and physical properties of water. Biological macromolecules like lipid, fatty acid, amino acid, proteins, DNA, RNA, carbohydrate. So they assume specific type of shapes in response to interaction with water. Second thing, biological molecules undergo chemical reactions in aqueous environment. Water is a key reactant in many reactions, usually in the form of H positive ions and OH negative ions. If we talk about photosynthesis process, everyone knows about photosynthesis. It is a process by which plant leaves makes food by trapping sun energy, that is solar radiation, and convert them into chemical form in the form of ATP. So in this process, water is oxidized in molecular oxygen, that is O2. Expenditure of that energy under aerobic conditions lead to the reduction of O2 back to water. So these are certain essential things related to water. Second, properties water. There are some properties of water. The first one is water is a polar molecule. Polar molecule two charges having two charges to pole. Water is a molecule which is made from oxygen atom and two hydrogen atom. Oxygen atom having partial negative charge and hydrogen atom having partial positive charge. Water dissolves almost anything. Every kind of solute are dissolved in water. If we talk about sugar and salt, these both the things are dissolved in water, making a solution. So there are more solutes which is dissolved in water and make a solution. So often we call water as a universal solvent, but there are certain kinds of organic solute which is not dissolved in water, they are dissolved in benzene like solution, like benzene. So water offers both positive and negative charges to which other atoms of molecule can attach. Third thing, water exists in three physical forms. First is a liquid, second is a gas vapor, and third is a solid, that is ice. Water turns into vapor at 100 degrees Celsius and turns into ice at 0 degrees Celsius at a standard atmospheric pressure. Talking about pH of water, the pH of water is a 7, that is neutral. Water has the highest latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of vaporization means the heat needed to change water from a liquid to a gas is called the latent heat of vaporization. To rise the temperature of 1 gram of water from 0 degree to 100 degrees would require 100 calories of heat. Look at here, H2O water molecule H2 water molecule structure is given. Oxygen atom bonded with two hydrogen atoms, and the geometry in between water molecule is a tetrahedral. Bond angle between two hydrogen atom is 104.5 degree. Then another properties of water include water has a high latent heat of fusion. Latent heat of fusion means the heat removal required to change water into ice is called the latent heat of fusion. For 1 gram of water, 80 calories of heat must be removed. Water has a high heat capacity. Water has the highest heat capacity that any liquid except ammonia The heat capacity of a substance is defined as the amount of heat that is required to rise the temperature of 1 gram of substance by 1 degree. And water has a high surface tension. So these are some kind of physical properties of water. Also, talking more extra properties of water, the first is the structure of water is a tetrahedral, which is showing in the picture, with its two hydrogen atom and two lone pair of electron on its oxygen atom. Then, talking about electronegativity of oxygen atom is more as compared to hydrogen atom. Electronegativity means the ability or a tendency to pull the electrons. And as I as I already stated that water is a polar molecule having partial positive charge and partial negative charge. Water forms hydrogen bond between another polar molecules. Each water molecule has a four hydrogen bonds with neighboring atoms. If we're talking about chemical properties of water, then water is a neutral having pH 7, polar molecule, tendency to ionize into H positive and OH negative atoms. Then the ionization of water concept is there. The ionization of water means it is an equilibrium between the unionized water, that is H2O, if we call as a reactant, and its ionized product, that is ionized species, that is product. Means H2O give rise to H positive and OH negative atoms, in which we have denoted by reaction K equal to, K means equilibrium constant, equal to H positive ions into OH negative ions upon H2O. Means K equilibrium equal to product upon reactant. Talking about ionization of water, the first thing is that liquid water molecules have a limited capacity to ionize to form a hydrogen ion H positive and hydroxide ion OH negative. These H positive ions react with another water molecules form HO3, that is hydronium ion. Okay, in water, a proton combines with a water molecule to form the hydrated hydrogen ion H3O plus common color hydronium ion. For convenience, however, the hydrated protein is usually represented as H positive. The reaction of dissociation of water is given as H2O dissociated into H positive ions and OH negative ions. It may be expressed according to the concept of law of mass action, that is K equilibrium equal to H positive into OH negative upon H2O. Means K equilibrium equal to product upon reactant. Then, talking about ionic product of water, it may be changed with temperature. With increasing temperature, water molecule gets more dissociated. H2O dissociate at a standard atmospheric temperature pressure 25 degrees Celsius, give rise to H positive ions and OH negative ions. The negligible dissociation of H positive and OH negative ions, water is a neither acid nor base because water is a neutral in nature, having pH 7. So, ionization reaction is given that Kw equal to H positive into OH negative. 10 to the power minus 7 into 10 to the power minus, that is whole reaction Kw equal to 10 to the power minus 14. Talking about interaction in aqueous system, since in dilute aqueous solution the concentration of water is essentially constant, that is 55.5 molar, the concentration of H2O is incorporated into the value of Kw, referred to as Kw. If we put Kw value as a 55.5 molar, this value is referred to as ionization constant value for water. And Here H positive and OH negative ions are negligible. That's why the values of both H positive and K positive are inconveniently small. Hence, their values more conveniently expressed as a negative logarithmic as pH equal to minus log of H positive ions, and like same way pK equal to minus log K. Okay, in that way we are solving the two equations, two problems. The first one, what is the concentration of OH negative in a solution with an H positive concentration of 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 4 molar. In this problem we have to calculate what is the concentration of OH negative. So we have formula Kw equal to H positive into OH negative atoms, and we know that hydrogen atom concentration is 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 4 molar. By putting value in reaction, that is Kw equal to H positive ions into OH negative ions, we have to calculate OH negative ions. So that's why we have write there OH negative equal to Kw upon H positive. By putting the values we get 7.7 into 10 to the power minus 11 molar, and like same way we can calculate for H positive ions. Second question is, what is the concentration of H positive in a solution of 0.1 molar NaOH? Solution, we begin with the equation for the ion product of water, Kw equal to H positive H plus into OH negative atoms, and we know OH negative equal to 0.1 molar, and we have to calculate for H positive ions. So H positive equal to Kw upon OH negative ions. By putting the values we can get 10 to the power minus 13 molar. So these are the certain kinds of example in ionization of water reaction. Then the second concept is there, that is acid and base. So according to Bronsted-Lowry definition, acid is the substance which can donate protons. Protons means H positive ions, and base is a substance that can accept the proton. So by when we talking about acid which provide H positive ions protons in a solution, HA